everybody, welcome back to another episode of Watercolor ABCs. Today we're doing the letter E, which stands for erasers. And there's different types of erasers that we can use. And so I'm going to kind of demonstrate how your paper, which this is B paper, B watercolor paper, it's 100% cotton, reacts to these different types of erasers. So I'm going to do one that's no eraser. This is a Tombow mono plastic eraser. This is a kneaded eraser, also known as like an art eraser. I think some people call it a gum eraser. And then a pink eraser, which these are like the old school erasers that we have in school, like elementary school and stuff. And I believe they're made out of straight rubber. Although I was reading some of them are also vinyl. So, all right, so I'm going to leave this one, no eraser. I'm going to start using my plastic eraser. Just want to lighten up those lines so that when I go into paint, they don't show up as much. I just want them barely there. Okay, I don't know if you can still see it on camera. I might have erased it too much. Like, I can still see it. And then this is what like a kneaded eraser looks like when it's out of the little box. This is a Master's Touch that I got from Hobby Lobby. And so these are really cool. They're moldable. And so if you can actually like kind of flatten it out and use it to like stamp erase and just get a little bit of it off. You can, scrub erase where you go back and forth over it. And these are kind of cool. Like if there's just like a little bit you want to erase, you can make it really teeny tiny and get in there to get it. All right. Since I did like the scrub method here, I'm going to do that down here as well. So you'll notice this one doesn't seem to erase as much of your pencil line as, say, the plastic eraser. Okay. And now the old school pink eraser. Okay, so there's still just enough for me to see. I don't know if it shows up on camera. Kind of. All right, so I'm just going to paint a basic lemon on a branch. Let me get my brush. Which one do I want to use? Let me see, size 4, maybe one a little bit bigger. Hold on. Here. So I'm going to use my Princeton size 10. So do my brown branch. Okay. Wash off my brush. Now I'm going to do my leaves. Oops. A little shaky this morning. We had a bee scare in our house. Did you know that bees love the scent of lemongrass oil? I did not. I was today years old when I found that out. We had an essential oil diffuser. I'm kind of going over this line so you can see. In our addition to our house, and we had put some lemongrass oil in there, hence why I'm doing lemons. And out of nowhere, bees started swarming in our playroom addition area. I was freaking out. It's still connected with our sliding glass doors, so we just closed those, called a beekeeper, and he was asking us, well, do you see a hive? Anything like that? And we're like, no, they're just like, they're coming in, like they're squeezing through the windows, they're squeezing under the door. It was nuts. And so come to find out, he was asking like, well, are there any floral scents around? And we said, well, we have a oil diffuser in there that has some lemongrass oil in it. And our beekeeper was like, oh, okay, that explains it. And apparently the scent is like similar to that of a queen bee's pheromones. And so scout bees will go out and swarm, well, not swarm, but they'll go out to see if they can find her, like thinking like it's time to build a new hive or something. So we got the oil out, thank goodness. And we still have the bee, and the bees went away. Have not seen them. A little hair on there. We have not seen them, but the beekeeper is still coming today to take a look and make sure that they didn't decide to build a hive or anything. It was freaky. I'm not allergic to bees, at least I don't think I am. I've been stung by wasps and been fine, but never a bee. But my husband is allergic, so he was like quarantined in the other room while I was trying to take pictures, because I had to make sure they actually were bees, because the beekeeper, he'll relocate them to somewhere safe, but he only works with like bees, not wasps or anything like that. So I had to take pictures to kind of prove to him, yes, these are bees. Yeah, so now I got lemons on my brain. So needless to say, we threw out all of our lemongrass oil. Luckily, it was one small bottle, but just not worth it. All right, so we're going to let this dry to see how the different erasers affected our paper. All right, we're back and we're dried off. So I think from this view, you can definitely tell a difference with this one, the pink eraser. What am I needed? So I'm going to zoom in to each one. So here, no eraser. The lines are still pretty crisp, no real issues. Plastic eraser, I see some spidering on the edge here, but not much at all. Same thing down here, just a little bit. Kneaded eraser, probably the closest to no eraser. It did a really good job. Oh, lordy, look at this pink eraser. I think because this is such a tough, heavy-duty eraser, when I was erasing on my paper, like you can see, it was like even bleeding into this. It was destroying all the fibers in the paper to the point where it went beyond the lines and did this nasty business here. So my recommendation, if you are using an eraser, I would, if you can, get a kneaded eraser. These are pretty cheap at Hobby Lobby. That's where I got mine. I think it was 2 of them for $4.99, but you can usually use one of their coupons. This one I got in a drawing kit, so it makes sense because it's used for drawing and erasing. But you can find other plastic eraser brands around. I do not recommend a pink eraser. You will probably get results like this and not like them. All right, well, thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.